Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Strat Gamer here, bringing you a new episode in our series, The Beauty Building with Tourists. And as you can see, we do have quite a lot of tourists going into our new city in the New World. So they're actually not really real tourists, right? It's a normal public mooring, but we can see that this boat just unloaded a lot of people. So today we are going to indeed look at a bit the new world, but also something new in my capital in the Cape. Before we dive in, a couple of things. Please do not hesitate to check the previous episode if this is the first episode you see in this series. In this series, we are trying to have sort of a beautiful empire, beautiful cities, not fully optimized. If you're looking into optimized cities, min-maxing and things like this, do not hesitate to check out my other series on my scholar run where I'm already at more than 3 million scholars, even without any export imports. But in this series, we are not here to optimize. I'll also attract your attention to my new Discord community channel. You can find the link in the description below, and don't hesitate to join so you can ask any question, have great discussion on Anno or any other games. So let's dive in. As you can see, the water is also quite rough. Interesting. So we're gonna look at this first island I just made in the New World. As you can see, a couple of different neighborhoods, and actually maybe let's start at the start, which is where I started, where you have your trade. So this is sort of a normal city. We can see a mix of obreros and jornaleros. Try to make sort of a big avenue in the middle, but we are in the new world, so I didn't want to put too much, very beautiful buildings and fountains and brick roads and things like this. It just didn't feel right. With the market in the middle, in front of it, the church. The church is in the obreros neighborhood that is a bit nicer, right? There's so a bit more flowers in this neighborhood. The boxing match, the hospital. That was sort of the first city, trying to mix the different layouts in each of the neighborhoods inside, and a small sort of industry here for their food, because their food needs to be delivered right there, with oil coming from there. I'm definitely going to make this more pretty, right? I'm thinking about a sort of industrial harbor here, which is why I also wanted some industries there. But for now, this is what we got. Then, if you go to the left, you start going more into the countryside of this island, which a very small city here. So you have the minimum that you need, right? The market and the church, with some of the productions. And I tried to make the production integrated, right? It's the normal production for these tiers, with the alpaca farm and the poncho downer and the warehouse. So with a few ornaments, right? We have signposts, because you don't know where you want to go. Few fences and things like this. Few trees, and that's the idea. Here there was also different ornaments. A small plaza near the fire station, because the water is here. And branching out, those people who are living there are also the people working here in the field for the rum distillery and the sugarcane plantation. Then, if we move over here, there's also another long road which are really going into what are, for me, that's really the real countryside or the forest. There's just a few, journaleros or local population living in this area. They have, of course, a marketplace to survive, otherwise they will just disappear, but nothing else. They don't even have a church. It's a very small uh, village, and they're plant. That's where you have all my plantation. It's really sort of the equivalent of a farming district in the old world. You have the plantations here, and also new buildings for our tourists. You can see the cinnamon orchard, and here the coconut oil orchard. I also have a lumberjack hut that's necessary for the rum, right? And I try to make it realistic with also a few people living very close to those orchards. There's a well in case there's a fire, some plants. The roads are not always, the houses are not always on the roads and things like this. Trying to make it as realistic as possible. There's a swing here. Similarly, the orchards, it's not, a 100% efficiency where you're not gonna have any other trees. And then lastly, we move here. This is my, rich landowner. It's on Obreros. It's a gated community. You have to go through that gate. I mean, if we could, I would have put a real gate, almost with like policemen. But that's the gate with nice trees. So it is gated all around. When you enter, you have first a park. Show them that they have space. They have a lot of space, and they even have a park that you can see here. First entrance, you can enter here. You can either go on the promenade or start walking inside the flower beds. A nice fountain in the middle, another flower bed. And along the promenade, the different elements, right? A few trees, if you want to some shade, a few tables, also a map of the sort of neighborhood if you're lost, and a few columns. So that's it, and another door here, sort of align with this road there, if you want to exit. So that's the first thing, the park. Then you have the normal buildings, right? The market in the center of the district, the chapel with some nice trees around, the hospital. The boxing areas is kind of in the corner, right? Because they want to go there, but they also don't want the noise and to see it right in front of the houses, right? That's why all of these things are a bit in that corner, while the houses are more on the front, right? They want to enjoy the beach. We don't have really beach ornaments, but try to make those houses look on the beach, and then really some small parks, like there's one here, fountain, another small park here. You can enter here or there with different elements. Here they can play chess, and putting a variety of different trees of all size and shapes. A few flower beds too, you can see here. So the yellow, purple in the middle. You have this sort of avenue, right, that goes from the chapel to the market to the pier. So that's the idea for this rich neighborhood. I also started making a bit of a port, so it's not an industrial port, and we don't have a lot of choices on the boats, so they do look a bit industrial, but that's the only one we have. On the other hand, we do have some nice ornaments for the quays, like the tree, the lampshade, This one maybe I should turn around. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Here. Let me just fix that quickly. That looks nice. So as I was saying, those lampshades, trees, trying to have a natural shape, but not too symmetrical. The public mooring in the middle, a nice lighthouse here, and this kiosk. That's the port so far. Don't hesitate to share if you have any feedback, suggestion on how to make it even better, given what we're given. So that's this very rich neighborhood, but they do need people to work in there, right? Servants and people in the boxing and the police and all of this. So you have this small village here of jornaleros. Close to it, they have to cross the bridge. It's not, it's not on the same island, but still they can live there and come work here. So it is for this first island, definitely not finished, but wanted to share some of my first ideas on different neighborhoods for different elements, right? This is sort of your industry. Then you have the farms here. So don't hesitate to share any thoughts and feedback. I'd love to hear about it. And now let's go to the Cape. Oh, and perfect. So if I haven't really advanced on the tourist place here, so don't hesitate to share any feedback you may still have there. But I started for these tourists a botanical garden here. So yeah, all the tourists are here. They have to walk a bit on the promenade, and they arrived here to this entrance, which is gated, of course. I can see here the gate. I will put later another gate here, but I wanted to show you a bit how it's starting. What I'm thinking is to not, contrary to my zoo, right, that I started to show you last time, which is big and sort of cover all of the sets, I'm thinking for the botanical garden to actually have a small one. Probably will close around here, and then maybe have another botanical garden, another small one here, and maybe another one, somewhere else. We'll see. We'll see. Or you may see that this is also a new neighborhood, but we'll look at it next time. So for the botanical garden, indeed, you arrived here, you have your bus stations, you buy your newspaper or something here or there. You can wait a bit for friends here before going in, and you go into the botanical garden. You enter through there. You can also walk around. As you can see, there's even chess players here hiding in the corner. And yeah, so you start walking either on here or on the side. Go around here or inside. You have this nice sort of avenue here with trees and shade to go to the concert hall. Maybe let's take a quick look at the concert hall for a minute. I'm coming to see. So this is the Anno 1800 sound. You know that you can have different sound. I'll show you that after. Most of the botanical exhibits are closed, right? You can't really see inside, which is a bit of a shame. I know many players complain when it went out that it was a bit of a, they took the easy way out, let's say, when developing it. But there's a few like this one that you can see, even if it's not that special. And let's maybe look at the entrance. So this is the bus station, no bus right now. Yeah, it is. So yeah, just showing you quickly as I was saying. Oh, sorry about that. The concert hall or the music pavilion, as you know, you can choose which one you want. Here we have the 800. So yes, again, don't hesitate to share any feedback, suggestion you may have to make this even better. Again, I'll probably close it around here. I've completed the sacred one. We'll finish Amazona and then probably one or two other, maybe one small one and one big one. So here's the second thing I wanted to show you today. As I said, in the next episode, we'll talk about this area here, and we'll probably also show you either the zoo completed or more advanced on tourist. If there's also something else you want me to start right away, I don't know, maybe beauty building in the Arctic or something like this, do tell me, and I'll see if that's possible. Hope you liked this episode, and don't hesitate to press the like button if you did, share any comments for suggestion below, and join my Discord community. Hope to see you next time.